Alright, so today we'll be doing a 2022 governor's election prediction, and we'll just get into it. We're going to fill in all the safe states like South Dakota, Nebraska, yada yada, Wyoming. Idaho is safe Republican, but it's interesting to see the primary there because it looks like it's going to be the lieutenant governor up against the governor, which that'll be interesting to watch. I would say these are, well, also Vermont and New Hampshire are safe Republican, with both Phil Scott in Vermont and Chris Sununu in New Hampshire running for re-election. It's going to be they're winning. California, Hawaii, the same states. I keep forgetting, but Virginia's red and New Jersey's blue because they've already been decided. Rhode Island, I put as safe blue along with New York. With both Charlie Baker and Karen Polito out, I would put Massachusetts as safe blue. With Maryland, with Larry Hogan retiring, I would put Maryland probably likely blue, probably 14 points. It depends on who the nominee is for the Republicans. So let's get into likely states. South Carolina is likely, possibly safe red. It's same with Alaska. And in Texas, Greg Abbott, he's likely going to win re-election, probably by 8 points. Because Beto O'Rourke, he's a strong candidate, but he doesn't seem to be as strong as he was when he ran against Ted Cruz. But we'll have to see. Connecticut tends to elect Democrats easily, but they normally have close governor races. We'll have to see with Ned Lamont. Oregon, it's always likely. It could potentially go lean Democrat, depending on how good of a year it is for Republicans, but I would put it as likely. Same thing with Illinois. Down in New Mexico, historically, it goes Democrat by around a likely to safe margin. All right, and then I would put Maine as a lean Democrat with Janet Mills, with her running for re-election, but she's up against former Governor Paul LePage. We'll have to see how he does. Colorado with Jared Polis, I put him as a lean margin. He could end up getting a likely, depends, because all this matters on how popular the governors are. And it just depends. A lot of it matters on how popular President Biden is by the time November comes. Florida is a lean for DeSantis. He can make it into 5 points. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I'd put him as 4 points of a win. Kansas, I put it as likely, with Governor Laura Kelly running. She is liked there, but it's a red state. It's likely it's going to go Republican. Iowa and Ohio are both lean, with Kim Reynolds. She hasn't always had the best approval rating, and then Mike DeWine is probably going to get primaried by Jim Renesee. Minnesota is probably lean Democrat with the way it does historically. It's always been a blue state, but it's always a state that Republicans try to get. So far, it looks like Tim Walz will win. Doesn't really look like there's many Republican candidates who easily take him out. I put Wisconsin as lean Republican with Tony Evers as the Democrat governor. He likely won't win re-election as of right now, just with the way trends are going, and his approval rating isn't always the best. Same with Steve Sisolak. Whoops, sorry. He isn't really well known much across the state. He's not really a popular name, even though he's their governor. I can see him being beat by Dean Heller. I wouldn't be very surprised. Arizona, I put it as tilt Republican because if they had Kimberly Yee as their nominee, she would probably make it lean. But with Carrie Lake, it seems like they shot themselves in the foot because she's someone who's been saying the election was stolen and that her opponent needs to be locked up for certifying the election. And yeah, it looks like she'll be the nominee. She's gotten Trump's endorsement, so she'll likely be the nominee. Down in Georgia, it was interesting to see with David Perdue running against Governor Kemp. If the margin depends on who the nominee is. If Perdue gets the nomination, I believe it will go by a lean margin of 1 to 2 points Republican. If Kemp gets the nomination, it will go by around less than 1 point to maybe a tilt for Stacey Abrams. Because I can see Kemp supporters coming out to vote for Perdue. I can't really see Perdue and Trump supporters coming out to vote for Kemp. I feel like they would stay at home and just wouldn't vote. So I think as of right now, Kemp is more likely to get the nomination because he has the incumbency factor, even though he hasn't gotten Trump's endorsement. Trump's going with Purdue. I still think Kemp can get it. Looks like Michigan will be a tilt margin for Republicans because Gretchen Whitmer, his approval rating is not at the greatest point right now. And same exact thing with Pennsylvania. Tom Wolf, if he was running, it would be probably lean to likely Democrat. But with him retiring, looks like Josh Shapiro is going to be the nominee, and he could pull off a strong campaign. He could win it. But as of right now, at the moment, it doesn't look like the Democrats are going to win. So overall, it gives Republicans 31 governor seats and to Democrats 19. Republicans have, let's see, about 4 pickups, maybe 5. I think it's 4. Yeah, I believe 4 or 5 pickups. They have 5 pickups with Nevada, Kansas, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. So yeah, as of right now, I feel like Republicans are going to do pretty good. It all depends on how President Biden's approval rating is come November, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. So I will see you all in the next video.